Have you ever felt a shift within yourself, one that goes beyond simply changing your habits or routines? Maybe you sense a quiet transformation, a subtle but powerful movement beneath the surface of your daily life. It's as if you're waking up to a deeper part of who you are, and the world feels both familiar and brand new at the same time. This isn't just a passing phase or a fleeting mood. It's a profound journey, a process of becoming. Here are 10 signs that you're not falling apart, but instead, you're evolving into your truest self. Let's explore what this transformation really looks like, and how you can recognize it in your own life. First, you notice you're no longer just reacting to life's events. Instead, you're reflecting. You catch yourself pausing before responding, taking a moment to breathe and ask, "Why did I feel that way?" This self-inquiry becomes a habit, and you start to see patterns in your emotions and behaviors. You realize that your feelings are messengers, not enemies. You begin to ask, "What triggered me?" Instead of blaming the world, you look inward for answers. This growing awareness is the first step toward real transformation. It's not always comfortable, but it's honest. You start to see yourself with more clarity, and that clarity brings both responsibility and freedom. You also notice a new kind of distance between yourself and others. It's not about disliking people or withdrawing out of fear. Instead, you're realizing that not everyone is meant to walk the same path as you. Some relationships naturally fade, while others deepen. You become more selective about who you share your energy with, and that's okay. Growth often begins in solitude. You find comfort in your own company, and you start to appreciate the quiet moments that used to feel empty. Alone time becomes a space for healing, dreaming, and reconnecting with your inner voice. You realize that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means being available to yourself. Instead of pointing fingers or blaming others for your struggles, you turn inward and say, "I need to fix this in me." You take ownership of your growth even when it's hard. This self-responsibility is a sign of maturity and strength. You understand that true change starts from within, and you're willing to do the work. This is not weakness, it's courage. It takes real strength to face your own flaws and commit to becoming better. You start to see vulnerability as a superpower, not a liability. You honor your feelings, even the difficult ones, and you learn to trust your own process. You stop staying silent just to keep others comfortable. You find your voice and begin to speak up for what matters to you. Whether it's in a meeting, a conversation with friends, or even with family, you express your truth with honesty and respect. You realize that your voice deserves to be heard. You don't speak up to argue or prove a point, but to honor your own values and boundaries. You learn that it's possible to disagree without disrespect, and that authenticity is more important than approval. Your relationships become more genuine, even if they're fewer in number. You start to see that discontent isn't a sign of failure. It's your soul's way of whispering, "There is more for you." Instead of ignoring that restlessness, you listen to it. You let it guide you toward new dreams, new goals, and new ways of being. Comfort is no longer your highest priority. You crave truth, even when it's uncomfortable. You're willing to leave behind what's familiar in order to discover what's real. This search for authenticity becomes the compass that guides your choices. You begin to question the things you once chased: money, status, approval. You ask yourself, "Why do I want these things?" The answers surprise you. You realize that some of your old goals were never really yours to begin with. As you let go of what no longer fits, you make space for new passions to emerge. Old hobbies fade away, and new interests light you up from within. You stop caring about what's trendy or popular. Instead, you focus on what feels right for you. You learn to say no to things that drain you, and yes to things that nourish you. You stop overgiving and start setting healthy boundaries. Rest becomes a sacred act of self-care, not a guilty pleasure. You fiercely protect your peace. You create environments, both inside and out, that support your well-being. You let go of chaos and drama, choosing instead to cultivate calm and clarity. Your home, your mind, and your heart become safe spaces for growth. You finally learn to say no, without guilt or apology. You understand that every no to others is a yes to yourself. This newfound confidence allows you to make choices that align with your values, not just your fears. When you make decisions from a place of integrity, you feel a deep sense of calm. Even when the choices are difficult, your heart knows they are right. You trust yourself more, and that trust becomes the foundation for everything you do. Not every day is easy, and not every step is clear. But you start to notice little signs, moments of quiet knowing, gentle nudges from your intuition, and a growing sense of purpose. These small affirmations remind you that you're on the right path, even when the journey feels uncertain. You realize you are not broken. You are becoming. The real you has always been there, patiently waiting beneath the surface. Now you're finally giving yourself permission to emerge, to grow, and to shine. This is the journey of becoming your true self, and it's the most important journey you'll ever take. Thank you for watching and for being part of this journey. If you found these signs helpful, subscribe for more timeless wisdom and inspiration for your own path of personal transformation. Remember, becoming your true self is a lifelong adventure, one that's worth every step.